Today on Crossing South, we visit Baja's Mecca for art and culture, and we travel back in time to the origins of the Caesar salad. Coming to you right now. Okay, so we're standing here in front of La Bola, the ball. Well, it's not really the name for this building, but the obvious shape of it made it the moniker of it for many, many years by the locals. This is actually the Tijuana Cultural Center. Now, it was built in 1982, and it's no accident that it was built literally a stone throw away from the U.S.-Mexican border. Now, why is that? Well, the objective of this place was to export Mexican art to the international community, as well as receive international manifestations of art and culture for the benefit of the people in Mexico. So let's get to know this fantastic and unique place, which is literally walking distance from the border, and let's see what it's all about. Come follow us along. Okay, folks, so we're standing here with Ilia Aro. Nice to meet you, Ilia.
Nice to meet you.
She is the exhibits manager here in Cecut, in the Cultural Center in Tijuana. And we're standing inside the Cubo, the Cube. What is the Cube, Ilia?
Well, the Cube, El Cubo, it's one of the 4 buildings the Centro Cultural Tijuana has. It's only 4 years old.
4 years? Oh, it's new.
Yeah, it's completely new.
Yeah, it looks new. Looks great.
The Cubo is a place who, it's a project for having a space, professional space for the visual arts.
So, and I understand right now you have an exhibition that has left the United States for the first time ever,
yes.
Right? And you have it here.
For the first time, we have 550 art pieces from a museum from San Diego, which is the case of the beauty of use. This exhibition from the Mingue International Museum, we're holding here part of the collection.
Part of the collection?
Yeah.
How are they divided here and categorized in your exhibit?
We have USA, we have Latin America, Mexico, Europe, Africa, Asia, China, Japan, India, the Middle East countries, and Korea.
In Korea.
Yeah.
This international exhibit highlights the reputability of this cultural center. It is a very worthy venue, and probably the most significant one in the Mexican Northwest. So Ilia, you were telling me that this plaza that you call the Explanada?
Yes.
Right, this plaza, you have events here. What kind of events does the Cultural Center bring to this plaza right here?
Well, in this plaza we have very different events. We have many events, depends of the seasons, of course, but we have concerts, free concerts, we have small concerts from local artists, we have art fairs, art shows, sometimes are from local people, or also we have big shows like for 5,000 people.
These are truly world-class facilities. It optimizes its spaces and utilizes them effectively. For example, their outdoor garden is also an exhibit. Okay, so we're standing here with Diego Saavedra, who is a guide here at the Tijuana Cultural Center. Nice to meet you, Diego.
Nice to meet you, man.
So tell us about this garden, Caracol, snail garden.
Snail garden.
Tell us about it.
Well, this is a garden, how you see. It's got so many pieces of pre-Hispanic cultures, the Hispanic heritage of Mexico. So you can find the cultures of the Mayans, the Mexicas, the Olmecas, how you can see the big head here.
So if Tijuana is the window of Mexico, you want to show its pre-Hispanic heritage to any visitors. The garden is full of stone-carved replicas with an inscription of what indigenous peoples it belonged to. It's a nice break from the indoor exploring. You get some fresh air and you learn something. You know, I don't know if it's a coincidence or not. It's called the Snail Garden. Look at here. It's a pretty interesting earring It's an organic earring. They call it the snail garden. Well, I have to say it's a very enjoyable garden. And they have this little amphitheater called the Moon Forum where they can enjoy concerts, folkloric dances, and other sorts of entertainment. Okay, so we're standing in the middle of the main hall of the cultural center. This is the main gallery. So this is where most of the exhibitions and artifacts are located. So let's get to explore this place and see what it has to offer. So we're standing with Lorena Montes, who is the guide here in the main hall. Nice to meet you, Lorena.
Nice to meet you.
Lorena, tell us, what kind of exhibitions can we expect to find here in the main hall of the Cultural Center?
Well, actually, all kind of artists. Well, they came from Europe, from here, Mexico, or the U.S. I mean, it's about contemporary arts and all kind of stuff.
The art was very reminiscent of Mexico's socialist and industrial past. Changing frontiers. What kind of exhibits will we find over there?
Well, you're going to find maps from the frontiers, from Mexico and the United States.
You get a lot of schools come in here every school year, right?
Yeah, every day we had like 1,000 kids, more than 1,000 kids.
Every day?
Every day, yeah.
Okay, part of the heritage of Baja is kept pristine in this exhibit we're going to enter right now. It is literally the history of Baja, from artifacts, from places. You're going to learn a lot of this area and region, because today's political boundaries and divisions have nothing to do with it. This was one unique area at one time in the past, and we're going to get to see all of it right now. You know, I don't know if people were that smaller back then, but that thing could not fit me. I mean, look at this. I mean, I think it covers just like this, right? So I don't know if conquistadors were that small, or that guy was just short. I don't know. Oh, well, look at this galleon. Okay, so this behind us is a scale model, a 1:4 scale model of a Spanish galleon, a Spanish ship, the merchant ship that was able to travel lots of merchandise from the Americas to the old continent. And it says that some of these were actually built in the New Spain in what is now Mexico. Again, these dudes were small. I mean, look at that helmet. It could not fit me at all, or we're just fatter as a society. And I'm sorry, including everyone. I'm just fatter. That's just too small for. It looks for a kid, that'd be okay. But were people that small back then? No, folks, it's a replica. It ain't real size. Part of what we're going to explore right now is the missions. Most of the names of cities in the Californias, both the U.S. and Mexico, are preceded by San, which is Saint, San Diego, San Francisco. So we're going to get to see a little bit of that history in the artifacts that they have in this exhibit. So let's go see that. Now, this part of the exhibit runs us through most of the missions established throughout Baja and California by the monks and friars of the different orders. Physical anthropological reproduction of a rancher in Baja California South. He is carrying his working gear, leather rope, whip, knife, and star spurs. Ranchers are direct descendants of the soldiers and civilians who lived in the missions. Okay, so this is a replica of the Declaration of Independence by Mexico from Spain. It says the Act of Independence of the Mexican Empire pronounced by the Sovereign Joint, I guess, conference or staff, congregated in the capital on the 28th of September of 1824. It's interesting that many of the people that sign these declarations are normally originally from the oppressing country and are thus viewed by the country that they're being freed from now as traitors, and by the liberated country as freedom fighters, correct? So it's just a matter of point of view. There's also the American independence or American rebellion, depending on who you ask, correct? So interesting, that's history. Okay, Baja is made up also of immigrants from different countries, and one that has a very unique place in Baja's history is the Chinese. In fact, some of the best Chinese food in Mexico is located in Baja because of the Chinese communities that live in Baja. So these are some of the artifacts that are part of that history. This is a picture of the Agua Caliente Casino in Tijuana. It was a very famous place, early 20th century. Celebrities from Hollywood and gangsters like Al Capone would make it a regular place they would visit. Done away with by President Lázaro Cárdenas, became a school complex, and most of the things from that unique place were lost. They have some nice artifacts here from it, but alas, an era gone by. The casino and racetrack were staples of a Tijuana visited by celebrities and people of note. It thrived during Prohibition. Chicago mobster Al Capone was a regular, and even Hollywood legend Rita Hayworth was a performer here during her humble beginnings. But now only pictures and a few relics are all that remains. Folks, this is Tijuana 1924. Sure has changed, hasn't it? It's hard to believe that that's now buried underneath the concrete maze that downtown Tijuana now is. And that's the United States over there in the background. That's San Isidro, southernmost part of San Diego. Wow. It really puts it into perspective once you see how things were. Well, we're in the main theater, I have to say, of Baja, not only Tijuana, but of Baja. The capacity is of 1,000 people, and it's very big, folks. So we're underground from where the theater stage is. These are the dressing rooms. So this is where ballerinas, actors, thespians, all these different kinds of performers, musicians will go, doo-doo-doo, you know, they'll powder their faces. This is the place. So, okay, you know what? I just have to try. How many times do you get to be on a stage like this for something like this? I already practiced with the Tijuana Opera, so let's do it right now. Y al alba vincero, vincero, vincero. Okay, so we're here with Luis Calva. Nice to meet you, Luis.
Nice meeting you.
So you're the person here that actually, you know, lights up the stage, right?
I'm one of them. We're three here.
Okay. So
Ismael
you get to enjoy all these free shows all the time, don't you?
They pay me to do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, most of the people pay to come in and see the shows and concerts and everything, but I get paid to see it and light it.
Exactly.
So
what's your favorite kind of shows that you get to see here?
Concerts. Concerts all over, yeah. Classical music. I wasn't into classical music, but
until you got this gig.
Yeah, you really feel it, so it's really nice. Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Welcome
for
here.
talking to.
Thank you.
Luis.
Thank you.
So we really enjoyed our stay here at the Tijuana Cultural Center, and we invite you folks to stay with us as we explore more on Crossing South. Hey friends, what do you think comes to mind when people see the delicious Caesar salad? Well, they probably think that this was originated in Rome, maybe Tiberius Caesar or Caesar Augustus are the ones that invented maybe the salad. they imagine Romans with their togas enjoying this tasty delicacy. But not so, my friends. On this show, we're going to learn the real origin of the Caesar salad. Folks, we're standing here in front of the photograph of Mr. Caesar Cardini. Now, he was an Italian immigrant who was a very successful restaurant owner in the United States, early 20th century, all until Prohibition came in the 1920s. Now, at that time, business went sour, and Mr. Cardini had to find a place to cater to his clients with alcoholic beverages. So he needed to find a haven where Prohibition could not reach him. Now, that place, that haven, was Tijuana. And we're actually standing right now inside the original Caesar's restaurant, one of the 3 restaurants that he opened in Tijuana, early 20th century until Prohibition ended, and where many celebrities and people like Al Capone, among many others, came to visit. Now, this place was restored by a person we have in front of us here, Mr. Julian Plasencia.
Nice
How
to
you
meet
doing,
you.
my friend?
Welcome to Tijuana and welcome to Caesar's.
Thank you, Julian. I understand this gem of a place was closed, was run down, and you guys decided to buy it and restore it. Tell me how that happened.
Right. Well, we were not happy that it had closed, but in another point of view, we were happy because we finally could come and start operating the place ourselves. We're a restaurateur family for over 40 years, and we came in even when the economy wasn't doing so good, but we had a lot of faith that if we restored it and we did things well, that we can start getting people to come back.
Among the many projects you could have taken, what was your vision in restoring this place?
Well, it had a lot of historic significance for our family because my grandfather used to bartend here, and also my father's political uncle. In 1947, he was running the place. He was a partner in Caesar's. Caesar left like in 1933.
When Prohibition ended,
when
right?
Prohibition ended, he sold the place and he went to live in Los Angeles to start his business of the Cardini brand dressings. It's been through many different owners, and now it's come to us, and we're very happy to be here.
Right. So if you notice, folks, he mentioned how Mr. Cardini went back to Los Angeles and started his Cardini dressing company. That's right, folks. Caesar salad was invented right here by Mr. Caesar Cardini. Caesar is not referring to any Roman emperor, it's referring to Mr. Caesar Cardini. Okay, so Julian, so we're gonna try now the famous Caesar salad. I see your carts come to our table the way it used to be done. Well, let's see them in action. Let's get to it. Let's see it.
First of all, we have to have a real good wooden bowl.
Is there a reason why it has to be wooden?
Yeah, because this doesn't affect the flavor, and also because of the amount of salads that we make, it is important for them to have something sturdy to work on. To do the paste, first we put the anchovy in there with the garlic and the olive, and then is gonna incorporate a bit of lime juice.
That's an interesting way of squeezing it. Now I have a new way of doing it.
Of course. And after that, he's going to start forming the paste.
The paste.
Then he's
What
putting
is that? Is
in
that
the ground pepper, right?
Ground pepper?
Freshly ground pepper.
Okay.
You start forming a paste. So it's like the beginning of the process, to start incorporating all these flavors. Also, wood is very good for that, for incorporating those flavors.
Really?
We want to do it this way so people will see that it's a freshly made salad, and it's done in the traditional way that Caesar Cardini made it himself.
Right.
And you know the story I was telling you about Julia Child coming with her parents as a child from Pasadena, also during the time of Prohibition.
Julia Childs.
Julia Child,
the famous cooking writer, right?
Exactly, world famous now cooking writer. And she came to Tijuana with her parents for the Caesar salad was made for her by Caesar Cardini himself.
This is very unique. I think this is the first time I've ever had a a salad like this. So why didn't they chop it up?
Because it is said that the traditional way to eat it is with your hand.
Really?
And Caesar Cadini said...
Traditional in Italy?
Right, and that's the way Caesar recommended people eat it. And of course, not everybody wanted to eat it with their hands, so some people would ask him to cut it up for them. That's why some people think that it's supposed to be chopped. But it isn't. This is the way that it was served originally.
Hey, we've done crazier things on this show, so eating a salad with my hands is like nothing. And that's a homage to Mr. Cardini. This is it, folks. The original Caesar salad. Oh, it's a fantastic salad.
Right.
Folks, you have to try this. This is delicious. And also, friends, Julian here was kind enough to give us the recipe for the Caesar salad. So we'll post it on the website in case you guys want to crack at it. You could totally film a scene here eating with Lucky Luciano or Elliot Ness and his Untouchables.
Started working together to make this happen, to reopen and to start getting people to come and visit. And also for people to appreciate that this is a historical site.
It is.
And that it is important for us and that we have to share it with others as well.
Right.
The bar is the original bar since 1927.
Really?
It's been sitting here for
This
a long
bar right
time.
here?
It's been redone, it's been repainted by the different owners over the years.
Uh-huh.
And the rest of the
Decor.
restaurant was redone, but with the purpose of it being similar to what it would have been like in the 20s and the 30s.
They even have their own microbrew. You know I had to ask, folks, so let's try this famous Pilsner Amber Caesar's beer. Oh my, it looks... Now you're just showing off. That looks like a beer commercial right there.
It is. We have to get dirty behind the bar. So.
Oh, wow. Here it is, folks. What time is it right now?
It's around 2 o'clock.
It's 2 o'clock, okay. I was like, am I going to drink an AM ale? No, it's 2 o'clock, so early afternoon.
They did during Prohibition. So
They did. I bet during Prohibition they drank at any time they could. Okay, here we go. Okay, so we've had a salad and a beer. Time for the hearty stuff. Beef marrow.
Beef marrow, right.
That's an entree.
It's an entree and it's a traditional European dish. So they were previously slowly roasted in the oven with herbs.
And right now it's being cooked in what?
It's being cooked in its own juices.
This looks so unorthodox. I'm telling you, it's fun doing this. It's going to be much more fun to try it. Look at that, folks. We're going to get to try this stuff. It smells so good. Now, from preparation to consumption. Julian, we've been in the kitchen, and now we have all the stuff here. The spreads here. So in Europe, it'd be over a piece of bread.
Right.
Here, it's over a sope.
All that gel or that really, really good stuff.
The good stuff.
A lot of people, they think this is actually bad for you, but it's really not.
Thank you for justifying me.
And it's good
for making me feel better, Julian, about eating.
It's good for the soul.
It's good for the soul. This gravy, which is part of the juices of the marrow, right?
Exactly.
You gotta eat the habanero. Okay, let's. Okay, okay, my friend.
Aprovecho.
Divine.
Addictive.
Divine. That's what's inside, folks. Okay, William, so now we move on to the beef Wellington.
Right.
It's dripping with gravy, folks. You know how this goes. It is a delight to the senses to have been here. Thank you very much, Julian.
Thank you so much for
I have to
visiting.
send the folks back home to bed now. because I need to finish this,
Right?
if you don't mind.
You're welcome to stay.
We hear everywhere that Tijuana is in the middle of reinventing itself. We're happy to be in the thick of it, and we hope you dive into this vast ocean of experiences the next time we cross south.
You can find maps and information about the places you just saw, or you may order a copy of this program on DVD at crossingsouth.com.